Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone. Boom!
Live from the Raising Cane's studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yo, and welcome in to OTB. It is Checks the Watch Wednesday morning, May the 20th, and on at First American Bank and Trust here in Geismar. Big day today at First American Bank and Trust because starting at 8 a.m., they're going to be handing out 500 American flags. And once they're gone, they are gone. So make sure starting at 8 a.m., you are here to pick up your free flag. FABT.com for more information. Jake and Flynn here. Alondra Tate back in studio. How you doing, Mr. Flynn?
I'm doing fantastic. Your voice sounded a little raspier than normal.
Does it?
It did, a little bit.
Oh. It's not because I talk a lot every day, is it?
No, it can't be.
It
can't be. No, I'm. It's a great morning. Excited to be at First American Bank and Trust. I was kind of wondering, I know we're right down the road from Dutchtown High School.
We are. Yep.
Where does Geismar start? Dutchtown end? Because we're pretty close. We are right here, Highway 73, right by the intersection of 73
There's three
and
of us
74.
here. There's three of us here. Cassie's not from here. I'm not from here. You're not from here.
Yep.
So we might not be the perfect person to ask this question to.
We're going to get the answers
It
today.
feels like something, if we could send it back to Tate, he would know, like, to the mile, where it starts and where it ends.
Can't be far.
It can't be that far.
Can't be that far.
Can't be.
We're here on the intersection of Highway 73 and Highway 74. So look, if you are driving to work, I know there's a lot of folks that are on the road right now, headed to the plant, headed to wherever they're going in this area. So if you're here, and you're not like Taylor and you love America. We're giving away flags.
I was wondering how long that was going to take.
It's not going to take long. It's going to be a lot of that today.
It's going to be a lot of that
because
today.
it's a very patriotic day.
He kind of can back in studio, but not really.
Yep.
Not that he ever really tries to defend himself, if I'm being honest.
I know. Well, he can't defend that, honestly. But we are giving away 500 American flags here today at First American Bank and Trust. You'll see we got the I think we got the 104.5 and the Eagle tents up in the parking lot. You can't miss it. And we are getting ready for Memorial Day as we remember and thank all of those who served and have served. So excited about that. We are fired up, and we're only going to be giving away 499 because your boy got one. Whoops.
Well, it might be 498 because Dr. Etheridge also is like, hey, can you grab me one? Because typically he would be in studio with us on a Wednesday.
Sure.
You know, and it was kind of like one of those, hey, if it falls off the truck, do you mind grabbing me one?
So 498.
498 flags.
Taylor's already been here 3 times, and they're still all here.
He didn't grab one?
He didn't grab one.
That's weird.
I know.
That is weird.
Weirdest
So
thing.
we are very excited to be here, fired up for this. It's a great deal that First American Bank and Trust does. And so we've been talking about it for a long time. Today is finally that day. So, again, if you are out, come hang out. 500 American flags, 498 American flags ready to give away. Do you know which one of our former co-hosts went to Dutchtown? Now, you got to think, you got to open up your mind of how long
like
you and
your former co-host?
Well, I mean.
Or just on the station?
No, that's been a part of a show that I've done. You and I. I mean, we've been in this for 8 years.
That's true. Let's see. Was he an athlete?
Yes.
Does his last name sound like Train?
Yes.
Bain Train.
Yes. There you go. Austin Bain.
Austin Bain.
Dutchtown legend.
Shout out to Mr. Austin.
Dutchtown legend. He's having to fight the good fight. He lives in Oxford, Mississippi now. He's really in the thick of it.
I don't know if that's a very safe place to be for him.
I don't
currently.
think it is. I know it. In fact, I know it's not because he's also very much pro LSU.
Yes.
In most things that he does.
In the current state of Lane's world, I don't think that Oh, that sounds kind of good. Lane's World.
Oh,
Party, yeah.
Wayne's.
Excellent. Did we just do something?
I think we did.
I think we did something.
And I mean, it was all
Wayne's
you.
World.
I mean, I'll jump on the bandwagon.
Swing.
Yeah. We're definitely showing our age.
Yeah, no doubt.
Cassie, do you know what Wayne's World? Nope.
No,
shaking her head,
shut
no.
up. You don't know what Wayne's World is?
Wayne's World party. No.
My God. Did y'all hear that?
Excellent.
Cassie doesn't know what Wayne's World is.
Everybody in here, thumbs up Wayne's World. All right, Chris, yes.
Yep.
Wayne's World.
Bunch of proud Americans in here.
Man. All right.
All right. I kind of like the
Lane's
World.
World, though.
Yeah, Lane's World. That could be pretty good. Well,
I don't know how we play off of it, but there's something there.
we're going to figure it out.
There is something there. So, LSU baseball won last night.
Yeah, they did.
They win.
A couple of games away.
They win 6-2 over Oklahoma. And look, William Schmidt was going to pitch him last weekend. He was a late scratch, and he might be done. He might be done. Omar Cerna also might not be available for the rest of the tournament after he was pinch hit for last night. So, like, that part of it is not good. The part that is good, you're still playing baseball. Again, you win 6-2. A lot of people stepped up. Grant Fontenot stepped up. He went 2 1/3 and only gave up 1 earned run. Gavin Guidry certainly stepped up. He did not give up an earned run. Gave up a run, was not earned in 3 1/3. And then Devin Sheeran comes in and absolutely closes the door. He goes 3 1/3, only gives up 1 hit, strikes out 6. So what we've seen from LSU over the last couple of weeks was they were like losing football score games. Not the case here, and the pitching staff certainly stood up and stood tall. And then the top of your lineup kind of did what they've been doing. Braun found his way on base a couple of times. Cerna, when he was in the game, found his way on base. And then Simpson came in and actually gave you 2 hits after he pinch hit for Cerna. Curiel has 3 hits. Aaron Beatty has a hit. Milam has a hit and 2 more RBIs. And so, like, this, it's one of those things like, man, wish this would have been the situation all year long. But look, they got challenged. They had to step up. They had to stand tall, and they certainly did that in Hoover, Alabama last night, late into the night as they defeat Oklahoma. And now, look, not having William Schmidt, I'm not going to sit here and act like that's like something that's good. I mean, he's your only starting pitcher that was left and healthy. And then, somebody that's been there all year long. Cerna, him not being available, that guy is a freshman that you've learned to count on now, because as we all know, by the time you get to this point in the season, you're no longer a freshman. Like, those things aren't good. Those things are, your back's already against the wall and you can't go any farther back on the wall. But now you got a chance to move on, and you're playing a really good in the Auburn Tigers. We'll see what you have left. You only had to use 3 pitchers last night. Now, we don't know what in the world it's going to look like moving forward, but you only had to use 3 guys. How valuable that's going to be, because now you still have, look, your staff is not one that you're going to ever write home about. It's just not. Outside of strikeouts, everything else is bad. But only having to use 3, you at least have available fresh arms to go try to attack a really good Auburn lineup.
Yeah, I was just happy to see the team fight, and I don't know if that was ever like in question. Like, I don't think we've ever questioned like the character of this team or anything like that. But to see a team that certainly the season has not gone anywhere close to what they expected or wanted, or could even have imagined probably of how this season was going to go, and the season seemingly being over. I mean, unless they thread a needle on a 1% shot at winning this tournament. To go out there and fight and to win a game and to potentially close out the season on a higher note with a win against Oklahoma is certainly good to see. And for baseball fans that are kind of understanding that the incredible season last year and hopefully looking forward to another incredible season next year. For those of us that just wanted to see them play some good baseball to finish it out, especially some of the players that finishing out their career here at LSU. Good to see them at least pull one out in the SEC tournament.
It's good to see fight.
Yeah, it's good to see fight. I mean,
we've been questioning, and not like
maybe they've been trying to fight, but it just doesn't look like it at all the time.
Or it would be at times during a series, you'd be like, man, they're not giving up, and then they'd have a game where they'd lay down. So, Let's consistently put together the fight. And that was one of our questions. It's like, okay, well, who's going to be the leaders? Not that you don't have leaders by their play, but, sometimes it's not even a guy that's in the everyday lineup. It's not a guy that's in the weekend rotation. And our guy, Will Helmers, who joins us every single Monday, like, he was that guy for a couple of teams he was on. And, Will was somebody that was a relief pitcher most of his career, right? Didn't have a ton of innings, but, like, he was that guy that was a leader, get everybody ready to go, make sure that they had the juices flowing and all those type of things. And so that's what you want to see, right? At this point in the year, it is what it is. We all know we've laid it out. We've been disappointed. But now, after going and beating Oklahoma 6-2, you out hit them 11-6. That wasn't the prettiest baseball game. There was 5 errors between the two teams, but you still are playing. You still have a pulse. You still have life, and now you're taking on the Auburn Tigers. And we've seen the SEC tournament before. We've seen Ole Miss in the run that they can make. We've seen Mississippi State go out there and make a run. I'm not calling for that, but just show fight. Just show effort, which you have. Like, you've shown the effort part of it, but fight and effort is a different thing. That's a different conversation. I'm showing you effort.
Yeah.
I'm not lagging. I'm not sitting here and, not running out balls or not giving you, a dive on a ball that's in the hole. Like, I'm doing all those things, but fight and effort are different things. Fight is when you've got a runner on first and second and nobody out, and you've got to get the runners to second and third. Like, that's fight. Like, I got to get this ball on the ground. If it's a bunt, I got to get it down. I got to get a sac fly to move. I got to do something. That's fight. So it's a different conversation than effort. So I want to see them fight, scratch, and claw tonight against Auburn.
Yeah, it's this is a Jay Johnson organization, right? So, like, you always believe that the DNA of that program is going to have that fight. Now, sometimes it doesn't look like it, but it's also baseball. Like, they could be trying, and they're just all, not hitting very well that day. Like, they could be given that effort. And, the baseball team just has not been SEC good this year, right? So, I don't know. Can they continue to make a run? It's going to certainly unlikely, especially with the pitching woes that you have. I mean, this is going to be, who knows who's going to get thrown out there. But you know what?
It's going to be a surprise to probably a lot of people.
But you know what?
Maybe
We're going to
Jay.
watch and we're going to cheer, and hopefully those bats get hot like they have done so many times this year. Now, certainly on the flip side, they've gone cold quite a bit as well. And that certainly shows in the overall record. But, stranger things has happened. How many more games we got to win? 4?
It's
Five-ish?
after Auburn, then it's Texas A&M, then it's probably Texas.
Oh, we
and then
got
you got to
them.
win another one.
We got those dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still living, still kicking, still fighting. And so that game tonight is going to be against the Auburn Tigers, and it's supposed to be an 8 p.m. first pitch. Who really knows? It's the SEC tournament. We all know how this goes. That second game.
What do these guys got? They got a double bye or something?
Yes. Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah. The Aggies got a double bye.
They're going to be tough to beat then.
Well rested.
Very well rested. Ooh,
But maybe they're a little stiff.
maybe a little stiff.
Sat a little bit.
Maybe a
too
little
long.
out of shape now.
Maybe. Hey,
You know
how many
what? A lot of times
how many times
in the NFL.
I was about to say, it's happened to me twice.
Yeah.
Get a bye. The other team's in the wild card round fighting like hell. They beat us.
Can you imagine if you got a double bye, how bad you'd be?
No.
I feel like if we win this one tonight, we're going to win it all.
You heard it here first on OTB. All right, we will take a break. We've got much more coming your way. Again, we are here live at First American Bank and Trust. And starting at 8 a.m., they're going to have that American flag giveaway. They're going to be handing out 500 American flags. Now, remember, once they're gone, they are gone. Go to FABT.com for more information. More OTB when we come back here live from First American Bank and Trust.
Off the bench. Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org is the website. Not only in Central, though, in the entire greater Baton Rouge area, and now in Lafayette, we are talking to you. In Baton Rouge, 225-230-9953. In Lafayette, 337-202-5241. That is the phone number for emergencies. That is the phone number to get up and make sure that your remodel is starting, right? Because they can come in at any point. They can remodel, even if it's an older building. It does not matter. If it's for the very first time, a new build, they've got you covered as well. Go to the website today. Get everything scheduled at centralplumbing.org.
That's right, centralplumbing.org. Your plumbing experts in the commercial game, in the residential game. They can do it all, and they've done it all for me. They've been to my house, and they fixed plenty of problems, and they've also been to my place of business where they have done gas, water lines, you name it. They can do it all. There's no problem too big, no problem too small. Go to centralplumbing.org.
T-Pain, Young Jock. Hey, she snapping.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
Welcome back in Off the Bench. Me and Alondra back in studio. If you're looking and you're saying, wait a second, that's not First American Bank and Trust. And no, it's not. We're having some connection issues. We're going to reconnect here shortly. But Alondra, late baseball game last night.
Yeah.
But a pretty good baseball game for the most part. 6-2 LSU over Oklahoma. Unfortunately, the story of the game is what happened before William Schmidt. They said he had back soreness. He was tight, told Coach Jay Johnson he couldn't go, and now it seems like he's going to be out for the remainder of the SEC tournament. So you get game one, you need 4 more. You're without William Schmidt. It also appears that maybe Omar Cerna is unavailable for the rest of the tournament. That's a guy that's, really been a top 4 hitter for you in SEC play all year long. I think it's going to be tough for LSU to get this done tonight because who do you go to, right? Like, you had to make a last-minute adjustment last night. You were able to do it. You got it done, but, I mean, down the road, okay, you have an option for Marcos Paz. That's obviously also always an option, but, I mean, if you're LSU, you're already worried about how many quality arms you have in the bullpen, and, you have to use multiple pitchers last night. I just don't know where you go moving forward. I mean, yes, Paz is probably getting the ball tonight, but even if you win this one, I mean, you have not a whole lot to work with as far as pitching. So, last night, you go Gavin Fontenot. He gives you 2 1/3. Gavin Guidry gives you 3 1/3. Devin Sheeran gives you 3 1/3. So you didn't dip into your bullpen a ton.
Yeah.
So you have Kason Evans
good.
still available, who you didn't use over the weekend.
Yeah.
You have Paz. I doubt Guidry and Sheeran, both threw over 3 innings last night, are going to be able to go for you tonight. So, I mean, you got Rizzi, who's been shaky at best. I mean, what can he realistically give you at this point? Again, you have Kason and Paz, but you probably want them both in starting roles. Where does LSU go?
I think that's the question that everybody's asking right now, and not having Schmidt really is. I mean, you already were down Cooper Moore and Kason Evans. He's probably going to be short. If he does go out there, I think he'll be on a pitch count. He's still working through some arm soreness. So, I mean, I don't know where to tell you where to go because it's just this has been the story of the season, and I do think it's good that you only used 3 pitchers yesterday. Gavin Guidry really, him going 3 1/3 was huge.
Yep.
Because then you have Devin Sheeran finish it out. Grant Fontenot also did his job. He gave up a run. So did Guidry. But, for the most part, they did their jobs. You got them to where they were supposed to be. You get the win. So, as for tonight, I mean, if I had to guess, maybe short Kason Evans. It looks like we have.
It's got to be Kason, right?
Yeah.
And then
It looks like we.
the bigger thing, though, for me is Cerna being out.
Yeah.
Because you've started Mason Braun in right field instead of first since the Jake Brown injury. Now, William Patrick replaced Braun. Braun went to first. I imagine that's what they do. If not, do you have to turn back to Zach York if you don't trust William Patrick and have Mason Braun in right field? All right, look, we're going to go back to Jake and Matt. We are reconnected. Fellas, we're out there at First American Bank and Trust. What's up? What's up?
All right. Appreciate y'all holding it down.
Can you believe that?
That Taylor sabotaged the show because we're giving away American flags today? Yes, I absolutely can, based off his prior actions. The oof that Alondra gave when Taylor just said going back to York at first base, felt that on a elite level.
So wait, we're doing that?
No, but Taylor suggested maybe that could happen.
Well, if there was ever a time,
through the Comrex,
it'd be now.
I felt that through the Comrex.
I mean, maybe Jay thinks we just need a little bit, extra power in the lineup. Sweet competitive at bats.
Not taking pitches.
Definitely not taking pitches. Swing away. Swing away.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Look, we always say it. This team right now is held together with duct tape and super glue. That's what it is. That's where they're at right now. Yeah, and it's got to be Case and Evans. You don't want to get knocked out of this tournament, your season be over, and not have used him.
Yeah.
In the SEC tournament. Like, you can't get to A&M unless you get through Auburn.
Right.
And Auburn's got a really good lineup. Case and Evans is the one arm that you have that is like a plus arm right now that you have available. Mm-hmm. You got to use him, and then you got to find a way. And then, if you find a way, then it's Johnny Holstaff again against A&M.
Yeah, and then I guess you just have to kind of wonder about what his pitch count at as well, because I know there was a little bit of question on that in the past couple of weeks. So you sure would like a starter to be able, even if they give up runs, to go for a long time, because that's the only chance you have to find your way through this tournament is to at least save some sort of arms for the upcoming days. So your starter has to go. So that's kind of why I'm wondering what the pitch count would be for him. So
yeah, because he's been out, and then since he's come back, obviously the workload has been different. But again, man, when you're facing a team like this, it's your one chance. They need him to go out there and have one of those type of performances that we talk about for a while. Like, hey, man, you remember, when LSU was limping into the tournament and all of a sudden Case Evans goes out there and strikes out 11. Like, that's what you have to have.
And we've seen it from him, and we know he's got the stuff to do it. Again, I wonder what the workload will be. And I know, Jay is certainly not going to jeopardize anybody health going forward, but so I wonder what the workload will be, but you certainly do. But I mean, it's all about the bats, man, because with the pitching staff the way it is, the amount of games you have to go, because it's obviously it is win or the season is over until the end of this tournament. So you have to be thinking short term, but also be thinking long term. This is an impossible thing. So it's all about the bats. I mean, even if your starting pitcher has given up some runs early and given up hits, you have to stick with them. You can't keep throwing people. So you got to expect that your bats to keep up if the other team does put some runs on the board. But certainly we've seen Casey Evans do it. We've seen him be dominant, unhittable. But we've seen the other side of it as well. So which one are we going to see tonight? I don't know, but excited to figure it out. And hopefully we're coming in tomorrow and talking about how amazing he performed. And he went 7 1/3
and just throw shade at the Aggies all show long.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because you ain't going to beat us 4 times.
Nobody.
So if we get past this one, we've said it.
Yes.
If we get past this one, you got us 3, okay? Tip of the cap to you. Great job. You got hot at the right time. But you ain't going to beat us 4 times. So if we can get past tonight, it's guaranteed to get past the Aggies.
Flynn said it right here on OTB. Let's timestamp that 7:27 here. On Wednesday morning. Real quick, an update just on how it went elsewhere in Hoover, Alabama. The 16 seed Missouri, they take down 9 seed Ole Miss 10-8. So Missouri moves on. They're going to be facing the 8 seed Mississippi State. The 12 seed Vanderbilt, they take down Kentucky, who was the 13 seed 8-5. Now the 12 seed Vanderbilt going against 5 seed Florida. 10 seed Tennessee, They beat 15 seed South Carolina 11-6. Now Tennessee's going to face 7 seed Arkansas, and then of course LSU takes down Oklahoma 6-2, and it's going to be LSU versus 6 seed Auburn. The winner of the LSU Auburn game plays the 3 seed Texas A&M. The winner of the Tennessee Arkansas game takes on the 2 seed Texas. The 12-5 matchup between Vanderbilt and Florida. The winner of that takes on number 4 Alabama, and then the winner of Missouri and Mississippi State takes on number 1 Georgia. So that's what it looks like. That's your updated bracket in the SEC baseball tournament. Before we take this break, certainly want to remind you about our friends over at GoTommys.
Yo, Tommy.
Geaux, Tommy with a Y. .com. When you go to the website, you'll clearly see the difference. They've got a gallery of work. They got a list of everything they can do for you, including not just windows, doors, and siding. Now, they can do that. They do it at a high level, award-winning level. Best windows in Baton Rouge this year went to Tommy's and the team. But also, like, if you want gutters installed, that's something they can do over there as well. So we always encourage you, go check out the website. Go check out their work. That is GoTommys, GEAUX, TommysWithAY.com. More OTB when we come back here live from First American Bank and Trust.
Off the bench.
Blame it on the goose, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the throne, got you feeling gone. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
Cause shorty know what she want, but she don't want to seem like she's easy. I hear you saying what you won't do, but you know we're probably gonna do what you've been feeling. Shorty know what she want, but she don't want to seem like.
All right, welcome back in. OTB live here at First American Bank and Trust. Going to be here all morning long. And starting in 26 minutes from now, you can come and grab your American flag.
Ooh.
26 minutes from now,
T-minus.
500 American flags going to be handed out. And again, once they're gone, they are gone. So come grab your flag today.
You talking about American flags?
Yes.
The Stars and Stripes.
The Stars and Stripes.
Old Glory.
Yes.
You can get one for free.
Yes.
Right here.
Yep. Now, once they're gone, they are gone.
They're gone.
Yep.
So I have, I'm looking out. This is a very high traffic area. Highway 73 right here. Wait, is that right? 73? 71.
You said it with such confidence
You're right.
that
Hold
I think
on.
if you would have
I got
just
it.
gone with it.
You're right.
Nobody-
Highway 73.
yeah.
We're right, actually. We're right past Dutchtown High School.
Yeah, home of.
Eddie Lacy.
True.
Yep.
I was
And the
looking,
Bain
I was looking
train.
for the Bain train.
Sorry, it was my teammate. Eddie was my guy.
Well, I mean, Bain was kind of your teammate on the radio.
And I know that Eddie played for Bama.
He made some decisions
He made
after
some
high
decisions that weren't great, but he's been one of my favorite teammates.
school. Does he live back down here?
I don't know, actually. He was
Well,
for a
you're
little
a bad
bit.
teammate then. if you
No,
don't know
well, we're
that.
not teammates anymore.
Once a teammate, always a teammate.
That's a good point.
I mean-
love that guy, though.
Yeah, he
always
is,
had a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Good human
And
being.
a song in his heart.
I don't know what song it was, but I'm sure he did.
Yeah. It's just
So we're right here.
saying
We're
those.
right down the road. So come check it out. Hi, Trev. You're headed to work today, wherever it is. Just stop by. I mean, you can stop by, swing it in for 30 seconds, pick up Old Glory, and head on your way.
There you go. Absolutely.
First American Bank and Trust, right
Yeah.
here.
Come see us. Come hang out. Come say hello. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to have a conversation with you about, and we're going to go to LSU football, and yeah, you can probably guess it. We'll go to LSU basketball, probably starting somewhere in the 8 o'clock hour with
Ew.
all the moves that
We're going to give you
that they have
our
made.
2 cents on LSU basketball moves in a little while.
Yeah, and they've made a move or two. All right, so Fox Sports put out an article, and it's talking about freshmen, impactful freshmen for a lot of teams in the top 25 in college football. And the one that they picked out for LSU was Lamar Brown. Of course, Lamar from Baton Rouge played football at U High. He was one of the top players in the country. Like, depending on what service you look at, I mean, a lot of services had him as the number one athlete in the country, 6'4", 295 pounds. And I bring it up not to just talk about Lamar, but to talk about playing as a freshman. even in like today's college football. Because there's a couple of positions that you can do this in. There's some that I find it incredibly difficult. Now, you can do it. They can throw you out there, but I'm talking about to succeed, to be somebody that the coaches can count on. Quarterback, good luck. As a true freshman going out there and playing your best football. There's just a lot of things going. You're drinking out of a fire hose. I would say corner. I would say even receiver, right? You're going to see coverages and disguises and things and techniques that you haven't seen at the high school level. Now, you might be more ready now because you play 7-on-7 year-round, but still there's going to be things that you have to adjust to. Running back, you can pick it up pretty quick. You can either run the football or you can't. And pass protection isn't really where it used to be. Like when we were playing for Jimbo, we had a pro style of pass protection where you were going to have cross key, right? You might have the backside corner if that's the guy that comes based off the mic declaration. Those things take some time. Now, college football.
It depends on what your system is in high school. Right, because there are a lot of people.
Nobody's cross keying in high school.
Not many. I'm maybe there might be one out there.
I hope there is.
That'd be great.
I hope there is. But even in college football now, it's like they check the will and they get out.
And their technique's not very good because usually, high school, you're just better than everybody.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do anything special to block them, right? You're probably trying to kill someone in high school because
you're the biggest, baddest.
Because you're the biggest dude and doesn't take a lot. And so
for the most part, it's like, can you run inside zone?
Yeah. Can you? I'm gonna toss you this ball.
Yeah.
And I want you to just find the daylight.
Right.
And run to it really fast.
Yeah. So.
And that can work.
Yeah. So that's a position I think like as a true freshman, you can be very impactful. Coaches can trust you to go out there and be successful. But there's just some that you can't. And we've laid some of those positions out. One that you can though, if we're gonna stay with Lamar Brown, is defensive line. You've been a 0 shade. You've been a 1 shade. You've been a 3. You've been a 4-eye. You've been a 5 and 9. Whatever. You've done all that. Multiple levels of football. And there's not a lot there. And that's not to be like, oh, defensive guys, big dum-dums. Now, we could have that conversation.
Oh, they are.
We can have that conversation. But my point is, it can't, like, LSU got 3 studs on the defensive line in this recruiting class. It is a position where you can go out there. It's got a little C-ball, hit ball feel to it. And again, these guys have played all these shades. And look, you got responsibilities, but you can be very impactful as a true freshman in that position room just because what it is has kind of been what you've done in high school. Yeah, for the most part, there's gonna be more.
Yep.
But it's not like making the transition from high school quarterback to college quarterback.
No, because it's not as mental of a game, right?
Right.
Like on the offensive side of the ball, like the theory is the further away from the football you are pre-snap, like the less football IQ you have to have. Now that's like kind of the old theory, but on defense, it kind of switches from position to position. Like interior defensive line. You know where you line up. You know which way you're supposed to slant. You know which way. It's basically you go up there and try to be physical, and you try to dominate the person in front of you and tackle somebody. There's not a lot of like disguising. There's not coverages. There's not reading the stem of the inside receiver. There's not reading the eyes of the quarterback. It's let's see red and let's go get it.
Yeah.
So you can step in. Now like I said, the difference between high school football and college football is the difference between the Gulf of America and a bathtub. So, like, it's a big difference physically when you go out there. So, how quickly can you adjust to that? And everybody matures at different ages too. I mean, like, I remember being 17, and there was people that were the same age as me, just physically a man already, and I was still kind of growing at that point. Like, you just don't know when somebody's going to kind of physically be full grown, and it happens at different times. So it's all relative, and it's case by case, player by player, who can make that adjustment. And sometimes it's not their fault; they're just not physically ready to do it. But the studs that LSU got, absolutely, I would expect them to make a pretty quick impact. Now, how good can they be as freshmen? That remains to be seen. But it's certainly one of those positions that can step right in.
Yeah, and again, they've got 3 highly touted guys coming in at that position. So it might be Lamar Brown. It might be somebody else, right? It might be Anderson. It might be Gerald. It might be one of those players. But either way, you're going to have a player that can be very impactful, somebody that I think because, again, of the position that we're talking about and the guys that you got, and, man, did you need some help at that position. I thought the job that Kyle Williams did a year ago was pretty special in the fact of what he had and what he got out of that position group. And so, like, now you've solidified that group. Like, you got 3 guys that we think could be impactful from day one. You got 3 guys that a lot of people think are pro football players. Now, it's hard to project as freshmen in college, but that's what kind of fanfare
somebody's projected them as pro players as seniors in high school?
Yeah. That's what we do now.
Okay, cool.
That's what we do now.
Is that kind of like before last season, before Texas played Ohio State, that Ark Manning, was projected to be the number 1 overall pick this past draft? Is that right?
Wildly enough, if he would have come out, he probably would have been.
No, he would not have been.
Highly drafted.
No, he wouldn't have been.
You don't think he would have gone over Ty Simpson?
No. I mean, with as far as the Rams reached out and to get Ty Simpson.
Just saying.
No, I don't. But should he? Yeah. Does he have a higher ceiling? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. You think he's going? What did Ty Simpson go?
13.
13. You think he was going 13?
If you reached for Ty Simpson at 13, I think you would have reached for Arch Manning at 13. I feel a bet coming on here. I feel like for the next draft.
Well, there's no way to predict that. Well, I mean, he could be this year.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm just saying. Well, everybody out of high school.
And also,
you can all be pros.
And also, I don't want to say it's easier, but there's more of a likelihood as a defensive lineman to make it than a quarterback.
Sure.
You know why? Because there's only so many quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
There's a lot of defensive linemen.
That's true. These guys haven't even gone to the prom yet. Projected pros.
They might have gone now. It's May 20th.
I don't know. I guess so.
Yeah.
So I can't say that anymore.
Nope. Can't say that. Can't use that one.
Are your boys out of school yet? Is this last week?
Today's the last day.
Today's the last day? I guess that's what lasts for my kids. They had half day today. We got a little moving up ceremony tonight.
Who's moving up?
They're moving up grades.
Oh, like typically it's like you have a ceremony if you're going from 8th grade to high school or if you're going from 5th grade to 6th grade. Mm-hmm. They're just having one because they're moving on up.
Huck's going from elementary to middle school, so from 4th to 5th. And then they're moving up grades. So they do this fantastic little ceremony where they move up. It's great. They love it.
Sounds like you're excited to go.
I am excited to go.
You think Huck was flexing the trout that he caught in Idaho?
There's no doubt. Check this out. Check out this rainbow trout right here.
Now watch his cast.
With his poncho shirts on for sure.
No
flexing
doubt.
those.
Yeah, good for Huck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we will take a break. We've got more OTB, and again, we are live here on location at First American Bank and Trust, giving away 500 American flags. Come out, come hang out, come see us. More OTB when we come back here, live from FABT.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GCOPnet.com, GCOPnet.com, the website for Gulf Coast Office Products, Louisiana's leading copier and printer source. And the thing that we love about them, they've got 4 locations in Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Mandeville, and Lafayette. And they are official partners with the Pelicans, with the Saints, with the Tigers, with the Raging Cajuns. They are Louisiana through and through. They have all the bells and whistles of any national company. There's not anything that they have that GCOP doesn't have, but you are going to get the customer service of a locally owned business. That's what sets them apart. Go to the website today to see what they can do for you, GCOPnet.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products, Louisiana's leader when it comes to that office technology, copier, printer, source. But what really sets them apart is that award-winning service team. You know that if you work in an office and those printers, that paper trail goes down, that business comes to a halt. So they can get you back up and running fast. That's Gulf Coast Office Products, GCOPnet.com.
Brand new big boy toys. I do big boy things. I make big boy noise.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
They wanna stay up. and party all night. So bring a friend.
Let me talk to you, tell you how it is. I was thinking when I saw that body, gotta get shorty. Tell her what the young boy gon' do. Damn them chicks with you, gotta be a king. Stay pretty thick with a kick that's it.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from First American Bank and Trust. Starting to get a little busy over here,
Yeah,
Bo.
she's getting busy.
Some people starting to come in.
Yeah,
you know?
it's not supposed to start for 10 minutes, but I've seen some American flags start walking out right now.
Seeing some old American flags.
Look at that old glory.
Walking
So,
off here.
We're fired up about it.
You should probably head over here. It starts at 8 a.m., but there's people lining up. And again, 500 American flags. And once they are gone, they are gone. So
500 American flags to 500 Americans.
Yeah.
Proud Americans.
So Taylor's not allowed.
Well, I mean, he's technically American. So he
Yeah,
would be
but-
allowed, but he wouldn't want to anyway.
That's true. That's true. Unless he was here to do something. Just stay away, Taylor. Go to GoFlowIV.com, GEAUX FlowIV.com. If you were outside last weekend, and you know the heat it's here. It's not like down the road anymore. It's not like about to happen. It's here. So make sure that you're staying hydrated. Make sure you got plenty of fluids. And if you're down a little bit, maybe that old summer cold season, because it's coming as well, make sure you get vitamized over at GoFlowIV.com.
That's right, GoFlow. Go check them out, GoFlowIV.com. You can see their menu of IV cocktails, the amazing vitamins that, when you get them in, like when you take them, those vitamins, like in an IV form, straight to the veins, you feel better immediately. You know how you take like a multivitamin, you don't like really feel it, but you know it's probably good for you. Well, the IV makes you feel awesome and makes you feel awesome fast. You're going to walk in to GoFlow feeling one way, and you're going to walk out feeling a whole heck of a lot better. And maybe even looking better. Who really knows? Go check them out there. Jefferson Highway here in Baton Rouge. GoFlowIV, GoFlowIV.com.
All right, we were talking in the last segment about, being able to play early, and LSU football is going to have 3 freshmen on the defensive line that certainly have an opportunity to do so. But you start to look at the roster outside of that, and we've played it out.
Oof.
There's a lot of transfers, guys that have already been in college football in the 2 deep, really in the 3 deep. And this isn't going to be a situation where you're counting on a lot of young guys. Again, that defensive line class might be the only one, because you look around, Matt, and it is, and you know me, I love my website, Our Lads, and it breaks it down. Blue's returning, orange is a transfer, kind of the pinkish purple, that's a freshman. And if you go to the website and you look up LSU football, there's a lot of gold, because there's going to be a lot of new. And look, for the defense, it's going to be gold and blue, because that's a lot of returning production. It's a lot of people that have been through the fire in college football. So when you have that, like, you're hoping that your team is going to be a team that doesn't make a ton of mistakes, a team that plays penalty-free, a team that doesn't have the plays where you're like, oh man, that's a young football player, like he's got to learn from that. There's not going to be a lot of opportunity for young guys, right, wrong, or indifferent, on this team outside of the defensive line. So it's going to be an older team. It's going to be a veteran team, and so
that's kind of the world in the transfer world, is you don't have to rely on young guys. You don't have to rely on 18, 19-year-olds, because you can go to the portal and pick up the guy that's played, 3, 4, sometimes 6, 7 years. Who knows?
hopefully we're done with the 7,
We got to be weeding those ones out.
We got to.
Look, COVID was a while ago. I know it doesn't seem
and
like
I know
it,
when we talk basketball in a little bit, you got players that have been drafted to the NBA.
Yeah.
So maybe that conversation is going to hit a little bit different. But
who are some of the? Let's pick a football player recently
stuff
that was drafted high that's not very good. Maybe we can go recruit him. I don't know.
Let me think of one. He's got to be a quarterback.
Mac
out there.
Jones. Maybe he'll come commit to LSU.
Yeah, J.J. McCarthy.
JJ.
Pretty
good idea.
He's been hurt, So
Kyler Murray.
He feels a little bit older. But I guess
we got a guy that was drafted in 2020 from the basketball team.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Does that mean
Burrow? You want to come back?
That's what I was about to say. Wait, hold up. Who's that over?
We could get Burrow. According to Will Wade, we could.
there's a couple of guys that we'll talk about. I think we got one of them in yesterday.
Oh,
and then
Anthony
there's
Richardson,
another one.
good call. He's probably got some eligibility somewhere.
And
It's Florida.
no, he played for Florida, and he wasn't really good there.
CJ Stroud.
Okay. Yeah, not Anthony Richardson. He wasn't very good at Florida. All right, we will step away. We'll take a break. But again, starting at 8 a.m. So when we come back, it is live. If you want a flag, you better get out here because people are lining up already. More OTB when we come back here at FABT.
Off the bench.
All right, for most backup generators, the engine's made by one company, the alternator by another, the controls by somebody else. So when something fails, good luck figuring out who to call. A Kohler generator installed by Gen Gators is built different. One name on the engine, the alternator, the controls, one warranty that covers all of it. You're getting commercial-grade equipment right in your backyard, installed by the pros at Gen Gators, backed by a 10-year warranty. Visit GenGators.com. That's Gen Gators with a Z. Gen Gators power systems built different.
That's right, GenGators.com. The only gator that we like around these parts is Gen Gators. They are a fantastic family-operated, family-run with an incredible story of just trying to help people, help Louisianans keep the lights on in all the situations. So keep that peace of mind. Keep the lights on when that power goes out. That's Gen Gators, GenGators with a Z.com.